Hello, good afternoon to everyone.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. We will start the program shortly, sir.
Okay, sure.
উনি কি জয়েন হয়ে গেছেন?
আওয়াজটা আসছে না কেন বলুন তো, বলো তো। আওয়াজ না আসছে তো ভালো। না না, আমি টিপছি না। ব্যাপার হতো।
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Institution Innovation Council of MCKVIE Institute of Engineering, we are presenting a special session on innovation and startup ecosystem enablers. As we all know, that innovation lies at the heart of progress, propelling societies forward by challenging norms, solving problems, and creating new avenues for growth. And the dynamism of the global economy has given rise to a vibrant landscape of startups that play a crucial role in fostering innovation. At the core of this thriving environment are the enablers, entities, organizations, and initiatives that fuel the startup ecosystem and facilitate the transformation of ideas into reality. The startup ecosystem is an intricate web of interconnected components that work in tandem to support the birth, growth, and success of new ventures. This ecosystem actually encompasses a range of elements from budding entrepreneurs and investors to incubators, accelerators, government bodies, universities, and research institutions. And each of these elements contributes a unique set of resources, expertise, and opportunities that collectively form a nurturing environment for innovation. So innovation enablers actually play a vital role in fostering the startup ecosystem. They provide some critical supports and resources to the budding entrepreneurs and startups and helping them navigate the challenges of launching a new venture. So keeping this in mind, today we have with us Professor Dr. Vikas Khullar for sharing his views. Dr. Khullar is currently working as an associate professor at the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Chitkara University, Punjab. He has more than 15 years of experience in research and academia. Professor Khullar has completed his PhD in computer science and engineering, and during his doctoral research, he has developed new and unique assistive technologies with the use of computer vision, machine learning, and deep learning, along with IoT and embedded hardware. And Professor Khullar has published more than 80 research papers, and his major findings are published in reputed and indexed journals with significant impact factors. Professor Khullar has already filed 40 design and utility patents to tackle the most social and commercial problems. And he is also working on two innovative project grants. One is on cybersecurity and another is on vehicular security. Professor Khullar has authored and edited 5 books at various levels. At present, he is working in the domain of intelligent Internet of Things for Society 5.0 applications, assistive technologies for neurological disorders, and federated learning and trusted artificial intelligence. So with this, we would like to welcome Professor Khullar to MCKVIE Institute of Engineering. And now we'd like to hand over the platform to Professor Khullar.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Professor. So thanks for nice introduction. So hopefully this session will be fruitful for all. I, Dr. Vikas Khullar. So hopefully I am clearly audible. So
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You are.
Yeah.
Yes.
So can I share my screen now?
Absolutely, sir. You can share.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay. So Joy sir, okay. So hopefully my screen is visible to all of you. Kindly confirm.
Yes, visible. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So hi everyone. Hi dear colleagues, students and seniors. So this is Dr. Vikas Khullar. I'm working as an associate professor in the Department of Computer Science Engineering at Chitkara University. Also acting as a secretary for Meritasium professional chapter, and I'm here to present idea and details on innovation and startup ecosystems. So we always require enablers. We always require the ecosystem handlers. So in any domain. So innovation and startup is right now. It is a booming domains and required for development of our country and of our youth also. So here I'm presenting this presentation. So to establish some of the basics, or some may get some better ideas, or may I also get better ideas from you people. So initially some basics, like what we are expecting from an innovation. So it is a process, and process for generating some outcomes which provides at the end a value and also provides some secured profits. So if I take innovation as a product, so it's not a wrong term. If I take innovation as a process, it's again a acceptable term. Then delivering products to new marketing opening channels towards new market, that is again an innovation. Then providing different resources to the market, that is again an innovation. And now as a IT engineer or IT guy, so business models, since last 10 years or 12 years, the business models are radically and dramatically changed. Like we can say about the Uber, say about Ola, say about the Flipkart, Amazon. The innovation is now changed. Earlier, the innovation is a hardware product, like generate raising some uh, beauty products, raising some kind of food products. So those are the earlier, that those are the innovations for present time also, but those are the earlier kind of innovations. Now in present scenario, if we are providing some business model, some IT based business model where we are investing on our ID product only, and the belonging products, like in the case of Uber or in the case of Ola, say the cars are the base and drivers are the base products. But what we are providing a platform where we developed a IT product where we are making a arrangement for that Ola or Uber. Number of products are there. So these all are considered now as an innovation. And definitely these innovations have a high and huge market to understand and to work on. So in general, ideation or invention, which provides you some development, some prototyping, some production marketing, or helping us in sales, that all are innovations. So the new business models that are present trend need. So we have second term with us, that is startup. So startup only getting established when we have innovative products. Only startup is getting commercialized when we have an innovative product. So startup companies, ventures are only established when we have in hand a basic product, innovation. So either innovation in the form of business idea or in the form of a hardware product or prototype, right? So, but then only we are going to for startup. So startup company is actually, in a technical term, it is an initial stage business. Initial stage business means it is just having some kind of basic funds, still not established properly to run standalone, still not recommended by or assigned in any national or international stock market. Yes, the basic company which is just in a raise phase. So that startups could be in your schools, in your colleges, in your industrial market, but at any level it could be there. So basically the founders have their own finances at initial level, because if I want to show some product like a mobile app for some kind of maintenance, so this is one of the idea where we can implement provide a maintenance like plumber related or car mechanical related maintenance services through our mobile app. So what we require initially, if we understand the ecosystem for that, we require a basic platform where a kind of mobile app or kind of web development, where we have a connect kind of availability, connect between your service users and your service providers. So both connect we need to provide. So this could be utilized as a startup. But startup, we can't go for startup till we have not a kind of product kind. Here we require a mobile application. If we have a mobile application in hand, we have some kind of basic users of that mobile application. Even I have started, I can start some of the products at my local level, where local mechanics are included, and similarly the local persons are getting benefit from that without getting any financial support. But yes, that product I can launch in market as a startup, that I can produce as a startup, because when we ask for any person for funds, we require some kind of basic infrastructure, which we have some basic established idea. So in innovation, so we have innovative ideas, but ideas must be at initial level, at least established at initial levels. So building up the startup in a real world scenario. So then after we can ask for fundings from founders or fundings from other friends and other ventures capitalists. So those identifications we require to make for establishing our startup. It must consider all the business and legal activities. We must require at initial stage, the startup does not require the legal understandings or legal feedings. But later on stages, once we get the funds, we require the CAs, we require the legal advisors to establish our startup. So similarly, many of the startups are getting in failure. Ending in failure, but it does not mean we are not learning anything. If we starting anything from our institute level, some of the organizations, some of the DST organization or other organizations are providing initial funds to establish our startup. So they are providing 2 and 2.5 lakh amount. So they are allowing us to IDEC kind of grants are there. So they are providing us to establish a basic startup, and they are not asking for the refund. So such kind of organizations we need to hit at initial stage if we are a college student, because funds are always required. So if we have basic funds, so we can hit a startup in a better way. Then our main focus, that is innovation startup enablers. So majorly as per market scenario or as per scenario, actual scenario, we require the enablers. We need to handle these 5 tools, or you can say through different techniques. So first one is the most important, that is investors. Obviously, we require investment. Initial investment might be from our pocket. Like if we are as a student, we are building up a project, so we are spending our time. That is again an investment. When we are doing work with the software engineering, we always say, yeah, human time or human working hours, we directly calculate as a development and or a cost. So similarly, investment, if we are investing our time also, we providing time also, that is also a kind of investment. But yes, on later on stages, monetary investments is definitely required. So we have to hit or identify better investors. So either from your own family or from your friend circle or from the market. Then second major point we need to discuss the mentorship. See, as a student, yes, they as a basic with the basic knowledge, they can invent the or provide the ideas. But for raising the ideas, as we are also handling here innovation centers, so that we experienced here, for raising the students' idea, we require the mentors. Mentors must be supportive at back end so that they should raise their ideas as per market demands. So mentorship is very much required at institution levels to grow up over startups and innovation ideas. Then connections. How we can find the investment, how we can find the investors, that is due to connections only. Either the connections of individual or the connections of a group or those connections by the mentors or the superiors or seniors. So we require the connections as an enabler to get with the funds, presenting our ideas among others, and to obviously to if a mechanical engineer want to develop some kind of application, they require some kind of app developer. They require some kind of CSE engineer. So the connections established between the cross domains, that is must required at institutional level. Then market access, yes, we require a particular persons who are effective in market. So MBA market person or BBA person could be a perfect guy to hit for the market access. Rest, some persons have their initial capabilities for hitting or penetrating the market. Secondly, identification of market is also a challenge. So if I developing some product which is I'm from Punjab, so I am developing some product which will be helpful in rain. So what would be the better market? That better market is northeastern states, where the or the coastal states, where the rain is unpredictable and heavy rains are there. So definitely in my area, the product will be less usable, yes, marketable. Whereas in the area where the coastal regions are there or northeastern states, the market will be huge. So identification of market and penetrating the market is another enabler to identify for innovation and startups. Then investors, incubators. So incubation centers are required. As a student, if we require a place to sit and to with the basic tools, like if I'm developing some electronic device, I require some basic tools like soldering and other related electronic components. So if the incubation centers are providing such components as a basic components for initializing your innovation idea, so that could be a beneficial. So different incubators or different incubation centers we require to establish the innovations and providing them to initialize the startups. Similarly, some patents registration, some paper publications kind of thing. So these mentorships we require as a mentor or as a institute. So because patent also requires some registration fees and others, so students could be helpful for with this enablers. So similarly, mentors are there, government bodies. Yes, many now government of India is very active for innovation and startups. Since last 2016, it is very actively, government is very actively participating in that. So they are providing funds, like I had told, I discussed regarding IDEC grants. So they had a number of opportunities where the initial grants, like seed grants, like 2 and 2.5 lakh or up to 5 lakh, they are providing without any queries, without any submissions. So they just require you have to provide a report and the rest, the grant is yours. But in that case, we need some kind of persons who already explores those government bodies, already have a kind of you can say knowledge regarding those bodies. So those are very much required as an enabler. So because the funding is the major issue and government bodies are well in those. Now the major concern, raising funds. So which is majorly required by any organization, any kind of work. So firstly, we must require a solid business model. So if we talk about business model, so it must have to with the explanation when we are going to get benefited, because business is always due to benefit, always for the benefit. So when the organization is getting benefit, what is the investment? It should be a clearly and clearly mentioned. So the business model should be financially viable. Means it should be supportable. It does not mean if we initialize business with the 1 crore. No. So you can initialize your work with free of cost efforts. Like if a good developer, then hire that good developer and make a share of that developer and ask them to develop till the company is not getting established without or with less cost or with less wages. And that business model should be a scalable one. Means it does not mean it is just a kind of it is restricted to some state only, right? So it should be a scalable, because business always in expandable mode. So then second, when we are creating a business plan, must craft those business plan with the outlines as well as with the detailed competition. So if I'm developing, if for example, if I'm developing a product which is already in market, presently these earphones are very much common, but before last 10 years, before kind of companies like Boat and Skull Candy kind of company, so some basic companies have the overall competition like Sony, like Boss, right? Now this is easily available in market. Now if I start my business to develop this kind of product, so might be I'm not going to grow, because market is so huge and the competition is very healthy, because already established companies are selling their products in very low cost. So it could be a difficult, but yes, if you have innovation in that product, then you can hit that. Without innovation, already repetitive products, don't go for that. So create a business plan which is marketable, which is having growth strategy, and which is having a healthy competition in market, or which is able to required to compete in market. Then strong team. Single person is not capable to do everything. So if a person is good in marketing, he may not good in development, software development. He may not good in creating resources, right? So create a good team, which includes your technical officers, your raisers, your team, which includes the marketing well. Right now the social media is playing a very vital role. So social media, with the person with the social media knowledge, is really a strength of your team. So kind of persons you could add up. Don't add everyone, but add those persons who are going to support your idea. Then investors compatibility. So we must everywhere seek the investors, but with caution, with care. Reason being, your ideas should be for you only, not for copy purpose or not for getting utilized by any other person. So investors must be compatible to you. They must be understandable. They must be interested in your market. It does not mean they initially show their interest for a month or two, and then they draw back. throughout. So it does not do so. So they must be in your interest. Then innovation and uniqueness. This is the again a key. If we are using kind of product, again I am repeating, which is already available in market, then maybe it is not no use. Either your market should be different, or your product should be different, or product have a add-on feature. Then you can go for innovation and go for the product launch. Financial projections, yes, when you go for any person for fundraising, so definitely you should be financially clear. What is your requirement? Where you are going to spend your product financials? How you are dividing the financials, and how you can get benefited? Because these questions are always there by the fundraisers. And yes, explore the funding options like self-financing, angel investors, venture capital investors, crowdfunding. So these all are the technical now terms which could be explored. Then, in case of enablers, we must establish the incubators. We must establish the incubation centers. So, if we have some incubation centers for different domains, like some is developing the mobile apps, some are capable to develop the electronic products, some are well versed for design kind of things, mechanical design kind of thing. If we have these 3-4 incubation cells with us, so it could be a driving force for research for this startups and innovations. Because what we are facing, if as a developer or as a inventor, what generally we are facing, if I have a application idea to develop an application, I must seek some outside support for application development. If I am seeking for some kind of mechanical design, I have to seek some designer outside. If I want to develop some hardware, I have to seek some hardware designer. If I am not from the same ground, but ideas are not limited to the occupation. So mechanical engineer also have ideas regarding IT. IT engineer also have ideas related to electronics, and similarly. So if we have incubation centers with us, so we can provide them some kind of initial funding so that they can raise their ideas, go directly connect them within a campus, and they may raise the wonders in the world. So similarly, the purpose must be clear. We are establishing the incubation centers or incubators. The purpose of that incubation cell must be clear. So if an incubation center having 2 persons and developing the application, they must be able to develop a good level of application so that it should be marketed. If the designers are there, they must be capable to design. Either the persons are low, number of persons are low, but the purpose and their knowledge should be clear. And then strategic partnerships. Like many, if we are establishing the incubation centers, many number of market persons are available to build up connections with you, because outside sources also available to source you funds. Kind of if you can publicize your incubation centers at end level, and you can get benefited. Because if you have good projects in your incubations, but with basic good projects, and you are projecting very well on your web, and you are promoting that to reach out the individuals, so it could be help you to provide the establishment of the partnerships with the external sources, so external private sectors or public sectors also maybe. Then availability of resources is one of the challenge for the incubations. Yeah, the place, the space, the labs, the co-working spaces, technological facilities. So these are the basic requirements. In export network, we require persons who can cultivate your network, who can establish and develop your or grow up your network. That is must required for the guidance and mentorship. Then must strict your selection criteria. See, when what sometimes what we are doing when we open a call for incubation center and we hire everyone in that. No, try to restrict those incubation centers for expert ones. So those must be some criteria for their selection. Must be some initial filtering must be there. So that the better persons should be in those centers. Then support services like mentorship, market persons, funding access could be provided through our incubators. Community building. Today we have access to the end of our world. Like we have blog services, we have the email services. So we can promote our products. We can promote our from very initial startup. Like if we are establishing incubation center, promote it, promote as we can. So once the promotion is done, firstly it is getting in knowledge of our students. It is getting in knowledge of our faculty. If we are promoting, so possibly 1-2% of your community will initialize somehow. So similarly, monitoring and evaluation is much required because once we establishing the innovation centers, we have to monitor regularly. We have must criteria for monitoring, for evaluation those centers, because if we are investing, either we are investing in the form of human efforts, so we must have to monitor what is the development of those centers. Then we must have flexible infrastructure. Financial support is again the same criteria for the incubation. Then status is one of the terms but we are discussing regularly in terms of incubations or incubators. So purpose of incubator is early stage startups, whereas accelerators are propelling the growth. Once the established startups are there, we need to accelerate those products. We have to find a new market. We design a product within this Punjab region. I want to hit the market of NCR region, Delhi region, or hit the market for the Bengal. So how could I accelerate those products? So that is the accelerator, whereas incubators are the initial levels of development. Then incubators require the basic storage, basic resources like workspace, like mentorships, whereas accelerators require the mentoring, huge intensive or huge level of mentoring. Like we require some professionals, market professionals, some already established startups, so that they can mentor our initial startup. Then networking, investment opportunities for high opportunities for raising your products. So that is much required. Then the stage, as discussed, it is initialized, whereas the accelerators are already established. That then duration is fixed, because if I initialize some social engineering, social SEO marketing on social media platforms, so I established 3-4 months I required. I will rigorously apply the mobile advertisements on mobile or hitting the targets. So accelerations or accelerators are for the fixed times, where incubators may offer the longer support for individuals. Then focus is of accelerators is on growth and scalability, whereas incubators are establishing your startup. Then selection criteria again must be competitive, and as my concern, both must be competitive, where incubations as well as accelerators, where network must be robust in both cases, and geography is always playing a role, because if I am selling cycle on hilly area, definitely I am going to fail. If I provide electrical cycle in hilly area, I will be beneficial. So if I provide electrical cycle in the area, to the persons who are gym enthusiasts, so that will be failure. If I provide manual cycle to the gym enthusiast, that is beneficial. So the idea and its utilization as per geography, as per the requirements, so must be clear before establishing any kind of incubation or startup or accelerators. Then we can discuss the dimensions. What dimensions we have to work for innovations. First one is what we can work. That is, first one is raising some process. If I'm defining some process so that I'm going to ease some work, so that could be innovation, because process is also getting registered through patents. Then designing some products which are definitely not present in market or definitely different in market. Then providing some service and strategies. So, but whenever we developing a things, very first day, it may not be new. It is possible it is new in very first day, but many cases it is not. It is an incremental process to develop a product to a new product, which is already available. Then we think out what is the lackness in that product, because many times we are using some products, like if we are using some hair dryer, right? So that hair dryer may have I'm using one comb with one hand and hair dryer with another hand. So it is possible to plug one hair comb in front of your hair dryer and you can comb directly. So that is your innovation. That could be incremental, that you are using and you are updating your ideas. You are identifying the problems and updating your ideas. So then we say, what is the overall process for the innovation? In that case, you have to explore, try and do it. Failure, then again explore, try and do it. It is an incremental till you are not getting success. So here you are seeking the problem, you are going to provide your expectations, then designing and refining the potential solutions, experiment and experiment more. What you have in your mind, just do it and do experiment. Then apply the operationalize. See, innovation is not innovation is not of use till you have not implemented. And it is presenting the results in an implementation way. It does not mean we created one presentation and say that, yes, this is innovation. No. Please implement your ideas and then analyze, is that feasible? Because feasibility of implementation will get identified once you start implementing initial product or initial kind of product. Theoretical feasibility we can identify. We'd have to identify initially, but after implementation, you will get better idea for that implementation. Then make it operationalize, and once you created your product, now start for scaling up. For scaling up, go for incubation, go for your startup ventures, and do create your business. Yes, the conditions must be favorable to establish any kind of innovation. For smaller startups, we have to depend on suppliers and customers. We have to depend for finance. We have to identify the exit opportunities also. It does not mean if I have created some kind of product like ChatGPT has been created, right? ChatGPT. So initially it was created by some of a basic organization that is a kind of, either you can start up, either you can say initial organization. Once that ChatGPT identifies, now other big fish is also there, like Microsoft is there, like Google is there, like Facebook is there. Many number of ventures are there. today or within next 6 months or 1 year, they are going to develop their own product. And at that time, I have no value. So what ChatGPT done? Sold to Microsoft or hand over to Microsoft and get share and make quit. Or either make quit or joining hand with the higher organization to creating their benefit as they require in a percentile. Creating knowledge. Definitely knowledge is everything. If we are having good analytical skills, because to analyzing any domain, so then we are able to raise. So knowledge in the case of production, technology, market requirements, analysis about market requirements is must, and your research and development. So these are the conditions or enablers which you can utilize. Then opening a new markets, that is the role of market player. So market person is very much required, who is able to open up the different ideas in different markets. Then large firms, again a term where the suppliers with the new knowledge, where the organizational renewals, where the opening new markets. So it depends upon those. But whereas we have focus on small startups or initial startups, so we require to focus on above sets. Now, what is the current scenario? Commercialization. Commercialization of scientific discoveries. Like, so for example, if we have I'm working with the cross domains like neurodevelopment disorders. So those individuals are very keen for the game playing, and they many times like in communication kind of disorder, they are able to learn things through mobile phones, through their communication, right? So we can enhance their communication, we can enhance their joint attention. They have their lacuna in joint attention. Even those individuals are not able to figure out their parents, identifying their parents. So we can develop some kind of applications and providing them. So they can commercialize what we are doing. We are identifying the scientific basics and we are providing for commercialization for those applications. Like IT and biosciences is the huge domain now. So even the IT is now everything is getting converged. Then we have the speed and potentials regarding, but we have to identify the scientific progress. We have potential to identify what is going on in our market, what we are able to deliver once the our product is built. So we must be a kind of visionary for the ideas. Then universities are definitely active drivers for innovations. Yeah, most of the things, most of the entrepreneurs are developed or raised during academics. So if the universities are supporting or academic institutions are supporting, definitely the more entrepreneurs could be getting raised. And industry, because as a researcher also, once we are doing the research, we are just focusing on the research papers and other things. But what actual industrial requirement is, what is industry demanding? So for innovations and for startups, we must have for industrial base. So if we have direct connect with industry and industry is demanding, yes, you can develop a product which is able to identify this unusable products or kind of a scratch products from electronic camera and able to segregate. Yes, this is the requirement of industry, and if you implement, this is utilizable by industry. But if we are thinking out, yes, this is the idea and we are implementing, and then industry requires, so it could be a difficult to pitch. So better if you have industry which is requires have problem statement, and you are solving those problem statements, that could be radically change your scenario. That would be very much beneficial. Then the capabilities of innovators. That is again a driving force or enabler for your innovation. How better you are handling your financial pressures. So it does not mean always finance or funds are available. Sometimes you have to kick out to start your venture by raising the funds again. So yes, you must be able to handle. Then competition is getting raised day by day. Once you launch your product, right? Either you patented or not. So by some changes, new companies will be launched, which is the companies which are already established. They can launch a similar kind of product with some changes. Then those are the raising competitions for you. You need to handle those competitions. Product cycles should be less. It does not mean 3 years, 4 years we are taking to develop a product, and in the meantime, somebody had leaked your idea. So better earlier. Then value migration, you must know what is the value of your product. What is the market size of your product? It does not should anybody fool us the product having a huge market and giving us a low amount and overtaking us. No, you must know the value and how to migrate that value. That must be done. Regulations must be stricter for innovators. Then industry and community needs sustainable development. So do focus on sustainable developments. Accountability is required. Always, any product you are creating, even you are taking funds from your family, that must be accountable. Where you utilize your funds in a wiser way. Then demographic and social market must be always, it is changeable and you must be able to handle. And economy should be always changing. Again, must be handled. And potentials are there in very high potentials are there in technology. Do explore. Even we have a venture which is not which is a local level. You can convert those ventures in IT enabled ventures. Put your ventures on Zomato and make your venture high. If you have a food court, put that food court on your food delivering apps. That is definitely hiking your ventures. So these kind of technological use must be there. Today's we are using the use of ChatGPT and other AI enablers like for generating text, for generating images. Yes, industry is using, and we must be aware because it is reducing over very high time they manually it takes. So if we are using those apps, they are providing us in very short time or very time saving is time is always a money. So time saving is must be aware about which technologies we are through which we are saving time. Then how you could generate your innovation idea. So knowledge push. Definitely the teachers are the main source. If we are discussing in any lecture, we must deliver some kind of ideas also, related ideas also, so that students could pick up and find out something, because students' minds are very much innovative. So they can innovate everything. So providing the R&D, providing a kind of antibodies, they are working like pharmacy guys are working regularly on R&D process, and they are innovating the new things. Like need pull is a kind of requirement. When the requirement is there, the invention is there. So always try to be aware what are the requirements in my surrounding. It could be innovative. Like energy saving cars are example. Shock to the system. Like sometimes the businesses are developed due to shock. Some getting job loss, and then they decide to develop their business. Yes, this is one of the hard truth. Then emerging markets. Markets should be identifiable for idea generation. Advertisement, mass communication. Now, customization and communication is base requirement, as we already discussing from the beginning. Then innovators, who are able to innovate the good designs, good developments. Yes, always learn from others. We have a numerous innovations surrounding us, but we have a vision to identify. So always be good receptor, and it will provide you the good outcomes with your innovations. Again, apply combination, recombinations. Your regulations must be there. Yes, accidents are very much common while generating new ideas. Many products has been generated due to accidentally only. Like Coke is one of the accidental product, right? So due to accident only, incident. So then, startup, we focusing on now how to develop ideas. So opportunity recognition must be even any event is going on at your institute where either hackathon is established. Students must be aware. Yes, if they take participation, they may develop some new idea. They may get some new potential. Then, as an entrepreneur, so we must be alert. Who is the actual source for opportunity, actual source for that business, actual source for that able to get your initial ideas, able to provide you funds for your initial idea. Then product and services must be initially available so that you can enhance your startups, establish your startup. So what are the requirements for new business? Motivation must. So if a person is thinking about only the business class or only a service class, so might be not able to develop the business. Must be have some business ideas, must be have some business brain. So develop a commercial market, new product services, identify new market, new resources, avoid the undesirable features also. It does not mean which is not desirable, we are focusing on that and wasting over time. No. And waiting for challenge. Wait and watch for challenge and pitch your challenge as you find perfect time. What is mantra behind startup? Market, either your market is new, your technology is new, or the customer benefit is new. Right? So these three are the basic mantras where you can work on, either on single mantra you can work on and you can hit the market. Then innovation and business, innovation to business, because innovation is very initial stage and business is established. So for that, we have to go for the existing products. We have to go for the industries. We have to combine our business ideas, multiple business ideas in one, so that it could be marketable, identify the problem in your mind, and then you can develop those. And improve the existing product is again, we are using repetitively this term, but yes, this is the best way to innovate your ideas and streamline your customer activity. Because if you are providing a better customer service, your market will be good. Initially, might be you are getting a loss or getting not benefited, but later on, the customer activities, like initially, the Dell laptops are providing the home services. Like if anybody, if any system is having any technical glitch, they send the person, a technician to the home, and at that place only they are reframing or correcting your laptops or services. So that was their unique idea at that time, whereas other companies are not providing such services. So kind of customer services are very much beneficial. Then adapt to the products, services, and meet the new customers. How market is developing, that you must be understand. Product offering must be either through a subscription based or product based, that you decide. But in most of the mobile applications, those all are the subscription based, most of them. But if you are selling a product, so have you identified later on how many customers you are getting merged on day by day basis, or how you can scale? Always focus on new technologies. Like blockchain is working very well right now. Then medical information analytics is working very well, right? So do focus on those technologies so that you can develop a new. What are the basic ideas you need to screen out? So strength of your idea, what is industrial competition, how much capital is required, what is the capability of your founders? Are they able to develop the technologies? Are they able to develop market? So targeted market and other things are required. So now I am summing up all the things what we discussed, right? So, okay. Now, how you can assess your idea? Because this is most important to pitch your idea. Have you market potential and industrial attractiveness? If you have market and industry, then go for niche and competition. Develop niche. You need to raise the persons who are very versed to develop and make a competition. Then establish the new venture leaderships and through personal connections and make yourself as a mission, aspiration, and risk taking. Thank you. I hope I had covered in your given time in an hour. So thank you. This is my concluding website. So concluding page, how you can assess your business and establish your business. Thanks a lot. Please, any queries, anything.
Thank you very much, sir, for this wonderful and interesting session. This is actually very beneficial to us and very different information we have got regarding idea generation, startup developing. Okay, so I would like to request to participants, if you have any question or any query, you can ask. And okay, I think there is no question from participants. Okay, again, thank you, sir, for your very valuable and very interesting session. So we are closing the session. Thank you, sir. We will do some
Thank you,
type
Joydeep
of
sir. Thank
event.
you. Yeah. Thank you, Joydeep sir. Thank you, Dean sir, and other dignitary and participant. So thank you for patient listening. It is really my joyness that I am presenting my work. So thank you all.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you to all. So officially we are closing the session. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.